Hi, it's Elaine from Penguin Place Crafts. It's Monday. Have you been waiting like all weekend to hear how I did avoiding the rabbit trails to finish up the baby blanket? Not good. Not good at all. Okay, that's a throwback 30 years ago when we had preschoolers in the house and we would amuse them by listening to cassette tapes. And we had the story of Jack and the Beanstalk on cassette. And they loved that story. We listened to it over and over again, and that was one of the quotes. The giant would say, not good at all. So, yeah, I went down a bunch of rabbit holes. I did. Like, when I showed you the ponchos or the basket of yarn and said I still had one item left to frog, I frogged it. It probably took me half an hour or so. But I wanted to use the tan for the muzzles for the baby blanket. This is 35 pieces of bears that need to be sewn to the blanket. And I finished around 10 o'clock last night. And I was like, nope. Not starting sewing after 10 p.m. So it's on my list today. I do still need to do some of the detailing, like all these little muzzles. Where's the finished face? I have one finished face. I need to go in and embroider the nose and the mouth and the eyes. So I need to do the embroidery on the muzzle, sew it on, and also do the eyes on each one before I sew them down. And I still haven't done the accents. Like, 2 of the teddy bears are going to have bow ties. I wanted to actually get them on the blanket so that I could, like, okay, is this big enough? How big do I want this? And really do the accents in proportion to the blanket and how they sit on the blanket and all that. Like, if they're really scrunched together, I don't want the bow ties to be bumping each other. So I still have to do the bow ties too. Another rabbit trail. I'll just go through the rabbit trails here. Another rabbit trail that I did in the last gift bag. Posture! Last gift bag of yarn. There's some nice yellow boucle yarn. Well, a skein or 2 of it was knit into the back panel for a vest, and the pattern for the vest was in there. And I was just like, I wouldn't wear that vest. It was too small to start with. No. So this morning, I frogged it and wound it into cakes. So I have two cakes, which I will be making into butter lambs, because 3 of the 5 butter lambs that I had on my Etsy shop sold since Thursday. So once I finish with the baby blanket, I'm going to go into overdrive with butter lambs. What was another? Okay, I will have to look up who the creator was who had this free tutorial on her blog. I found a stitch marker. My friend Joanna was asking me if I needed stitch markers, and I said yeah, because I can never find them. That's because when I finished something like this, it had a stitch marker on the bottom. I have actually been at craft sales and went to give somebody something and said, oh, wait a minute, let me take the stitch marker off. This was a free tutorial for an Easter basket where you put like little Hershey's Kisses in Easter colors or little chocolate Easter eggs into the little basket. This I did on Saturday night when I was supposed to be staying away from rabbit trails. I also swept the basement stairs and Swiffered the kitchen and did all of our laundry. Laundry is all caught up. Oh, the things I do to avoid finishing up a project. Now, I'm not usually like this with projects. It's because this is a custom order. And I get into this like fear that the customer isn't going to like it. That has happened twice. Both times with dragons. In one case, I showed her, I sent pictures of exactly what the custom made dragon looked like next to a ruler to show her what it looked like. And she gave me like a 2-star review saying, not what I expected. Then the other person who didn't like her dragon actually sent it back for a refund. That was the order that I should have run away from, because she was saying, I want it to be exactly like this one. And I'm saying, I can't make it exactly like that one because that yarn has been discontinued. I don't have that yarn anymore. I can come close. And she's like, okay. But then it wasn't exactly. So she sent it back. Okay. Another rabbit trail. Last night after 10 o'clock, when I said, I am not going to sew stuff on that blanket after 10 o'clock. Nope. So I needed something to keep me busy for another hour and a half before I went to bed, because I had a nice nap yesterday afternoon and I wasn't going to get a whole lot of sleep. So I was watching the video from Joe's Web on her Leggy Bunny. It's a no-sew bunny, sort of like the Leggy Froggy that has the long dangly legs. Well, I'm just watching it and I'm writing in my day planner the pattern. And I was working on something else that was written in my planner. It was written on the page before, so I'm like flipping pages. Oh, gotta go over this page and write round 6. Okay, go back here. What round am I on? I made a Stingray, which is a free tutorial from, I think it's Teresa's Crochet Shop. And this worked up really fast. I did this in the hour or so. There's his little mouth. In the hour or so that I was watching Joe's Web. And, that was with lots of back and forth interruptions. So this was another rabbit trail. I think he's cute. I want to make more of these. I also, on my rabbit trails on Saturday, I'll put them in there, had a lot of back and forth with a woman on Ravelry about buying some of my yarn. And she had a specific skein color that she had started a sweater and ran out of yarn, and I had purchased some of the yarn on clearance. So, going back and forth, and I was going to give it to her at my cost, like half the price that I paid because the skein was half gone and my shipping costs, and she ended up PayPaling me over double what I had quoted her, because she was so happy that somebody was going to send her the yarn and not charge an exorbitant fee for this discontinued yarn. So that was nice. And I found something that I was going to show you, and it never made it into a video. I think I finished this last Wednesday or Thursday, and didn't get back here. Okay, this is what happens when you take the Artist Choice yarn and the Mystery Challenge yarn and add a few things. Here's another robot. This is a pattern. I found it online. I'll have to see if I can figure out where I found it. Robot from Tenura Amigurumi. Now, this is not written in the way that we as American amigurumi people are used to having patterns written. For one thing, like she'll say, chain 14, make 14 single crochets. No. You start in the second stitch, so you got to chain 15 to get to 14. And instead of saying working in the back loop, she says taking the back chain. So I've got notes all through here. Sometimes it was sort of hard to figure out what she was saying, but I got through it. And he turned out cute. The only thing is, with her pattern, the robot was supposed to have this big white mouth, and I thought that made it look more like a monkey face than a robot face. So I gave mine like a little smiley sort of mouth. So I will be getting him into my robot listing. So I think the robot listing will get more attention with having 3 choices instead of just 2. I think that's it. That's the stuff that I finished. And I told you about my rabbit trails. And I told you today's going to be a sewing day. It also has to be a shopping day. I mean, my shopping list is very long. We've been running out of everything lately. I went to make, what did I go to make? Mushu pork on Saturday. And one of the ingredients is onions. There were no full onions left in the vegetable keeper. There was like half of an onion in a Tupperware container. Okay, mushu pork, light on the onions. My light is going disco on me. Sorry about that. I didn't touch it. It's a touch lamp. I didn't touch it. Onions, carrots, fruit, milk, eggs. I need to go shopping. And I need to get an Etsy order out. And I am in the middle of a proofreading assignment for the puzzle magazine that I proof for. So I'm 2/3 the way through that. So I'm making good progress. Next thing I need to do is go get the Etsy order ready to go. And then I'm going to have to lay the blanket out. And no, then I have to do the muzzles and get all the faces done. Then I'm going to have to lay the blanket out and start sewing the pieces onto the blanket. No, I shouldn't say wish me luck. No, I should say pray for me. That I don't have to like sew stuff on and then tear it off, which is what happened with that the first completed face that I did. I sewed the muzzle on. First I did the nose wedge. Then I sewed it on and it was wonky. The muzzle was higher on one side than the other, because down at the bottom there's a little extra thing of the neck. So I had to sit there, pull out all the stitches, unsew it, and sew it again. So hoping that today, when I do my sewing, pin twice, or pin and check before sewing. Make sure everything is nicely aligned, the right place, not wonky. I can do it. I can do it. Psych myself up. No more rabbit trails. I'll probably spend like 3 hours out shopping. Just like, yay, I've escaped. No. Okay. I have so much to do. I need to go out to my chair and work on stuff. Pull up the computer. Get this video edited and start uploading. No rabbit trails. Be good today. Yes. Get stuff done. Complete the list. We'll see. Bye-bye.